Hello, and welcome to Keep Me Posted with Planet Aid. And today we are talking to Mid-Atlantic Sales Manager Andy Cho from Planet Aid. And Andy, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on, Monica.
Oh, no problem at all. Andy, how long have you actually been working with Planet Aid?
Let's see, April of 2021. So, wow, about 2 years, give
Okay.
or take. Yeah.
Well, yep, you're in the same category as me. I came in May of 2021. So what was your decision process like as far as wanting to come and work here?
It's actually pretty unique. I worked in the technology industry, wireless industry. So, been in the wireless industry for a little over 10 years. Worked for AT&T back in the day, Sprint, well, now they're T-Mobile. And my most recent job was with Samsung. So I was working under the home entertainment side. So I was a trainer. So basically, I would go out, national retailers like Best Buys and Costco's, and essentially I would just train employees on the TV lineup, build relationships. Then COVID hit back in 2020, and they made some pretty drastic changes. So pretty much I was a stay-at-home dad for about 3-4 months, and just fired up LinkedIn one day. Just happened to see a territory manager position open up for Planet Aid, and read the job description, and it was definitely something that piqued my interest. But I just definitely wanted to know who Planet Aid was, so I went on the website and read the mission. Was very intrigued, enthusiastic about the organization, and went and applied. It was pretty funny when I did apply. My wife was saying, "You sure you want to work for a clothing donation organization because you've been with technology for so long? It's something that's totally opposite of what I've been used to." But I figured I've been working in that industry for, probably 15 plus years. So it's definitely something for me to make a change in terms of where I work. So, in 2 years in, couldn't be happier working anywhere else.
Wow, very good. I mean, I hear there was a lot of changing of jobs during the pandemic.
Yeah,
It was
definitely.
a big thing. So anyway,
Yep.
um, just tell me a little bit about what your position is. Now, I heard you say that you were first a territory manager
hmm
and now you manage territory managers. So that must be an interesting link in how you can relate to them as well.
Yeah. So basically, I have a team of three, well, actually, four territory managers under me, and essentially, what I do is support the territory managers with any questions or any issues that they have. Um, Try to get as many of our donation bins placed in the DC metro area, and essentially just work with them, making sure that they're on target, providing good customer service to our site hosts. And if there's any big escalations, usually I'll take care of those because most of the times business owners would rather talk to the manager than the territory manager. So, yeah, pretty much, and support my operations manager, who's my manager, on any task and goals that we have. But yeah, essentially, I'm just managing, delegating tasks, supporting them, and just being the right hand man if anything pops up. But yeah, it's good that I've been a territory manager for a little over a year, so that way I kind of know what they're going through, and I can kind of relate to the type of issues and the highs and lows that they go through. So yeah, couldn't be happier, and I think we got a great team. And the good thing is that we're expanding out. Essentially, Planet Eight's kind of been in the Elkridge area, been focused on placing bins in the DC metro area, West Virginia. But now we're looking to expand out to the Eastern Shore, Delaware-ish area, Southern Virginia as well. We have some presence in Richmond, but we're looking towards like Williamsburg, west, and then all the way east to Norfolk-ish area. And then maybe later down this year, we're looking to expand up to Pennsylvania. So there's a lot of moving parts for 2023. And yeah, can't be excited, and definitely see what the future looks like for us.
Wow, that's really exciting.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of different territories, a lot of different kinds of people that you're working with
Mhm.
regionally? You know, people have their own way of doing things in different areas. So how do you kind of relate to them all?
Well, it's good that I've had manager experience in the past. I just feel like when it comes to managing your team members, you just have to have an open door policy. You got to have an open mind because while one TTM or territory manager may be able to be trained a certain way or delegated a task a certain way, uh, the other territory manager might be completely opposite. So I think that's one of the big things about being a manager. Obviously, it's not all about delegating tasks, but it's about being open to different personalities in your team. Yeah, like I said, in a perfect world, everybody under you would work exactly the same and have the exact same personality, and they all learn exactly the same. But that's one of the best things about being a manager is I feel like if you can manage different personalities, that can translate a lot to your personal life as well. Because again, people out and about, everybody's different. So again, that you can definitely learn a lot.
I would imagine that you're kind of up to your ears in regulatory knowledge.
Mhm.
Is that correct as far as
Yeah,
with your different areas?
yeah, yeah. In terms of like you're asking about managing different areas, is that right?
Right. So different areas have different laws and things like that. And
Yeah.
so you go into different areas and you have to operate differently. So tell me a little bit about that experience. Is there anything that surprises you when it comes to the different regulations in the different cities? I guess the city states, municipalities. Is there anything that's kind of interesting about working with your different territories?
Yeah. In a perfect world, there will be no permitting whatsoever. But we do have a few cities and counties that require permitting. Um, we have a county like Anne Arundel County where uh, we're a nonprofit organization, so we don't have to pay a fee to apply for their permit for our donation bins placed in that county. Now, Baltimore County is a different story. We do have to pay. It's a yearly fee, but again, sometimes for me, I think you just got to go with the flow. It's the way of operating certain things. With certain businesses, organizations, just like I'm sure every other business out there, there's some type of fee or whichever that they have to pay to operate certain things. So, what surprised me, I think, was Anne Arundel County. Because Baltimore County, Hagerstown, they always required a fee. It was nice to see that Anne Arundel County wasn't looking at the money and was looking at, hey, you know what? If you're a nonprofit and you're doing this for the good, and the organization or the company is not making any money, then we're not going to charge you a fee. So that was something that was very nice, refreshing.
Okay, so let's talk about also sales. Sometimes salespeople get a bad rap. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Some well deserved, but others not so much. So tell me a little bit about what's your goal in helping your team to represent Planet Aid in a trustworthy manner, and at the same time secure bins and sites.
Yeah. So luckily, we're a nonprofit, which is good. I usually emphasize to my team when they visit these businesses and talk to the decision makers, they really emphasize about that we're a 501c nonprofit, that the competition, majority of them are for profit. So that's the biggest gain for us. We don't have any shareholders or anything like that looking to, line more money in the pocket. So a lot of decision makers like hearing that when they make the decision on, if they want to place a donation bin on their business property. I just usually tell them to emphasize on nonprofit 501c. And another thing that I have them do is drop off a one-sheeter to the business owners. That way they can read up on our organization, who we are, what our mission is. So that way the business owner has a better understanding of what they're getting themselves into when they host our events. Another thing I have them do is be transparent with them as well. And the most important thing, in my opinion, is once we secure and place the bin on the property, to always provide excellent customer service. I mean, I know for me personally, and I know a few of the territory managers, they'll get calls on the weekends. We pick up the phone call, and we make sure that everybody's available. So that way, if there's any issue that arises or any questions, they have somebody to talk to on the weekends.
So do you find that people want to work with Planet Aid because of maybe the being a community help, or is it about the environment, or do you find that people are really attracted to the fact that we do development projects? What do you find as far as that goes?
I think it's all three, but I think the main thing is why the biggest reason why our site hosts or businesses host our donation bins. There's a couple of things. Number one, if it's like a preschool or like a daycare, they probably had a ton of parents walking up with a box of clothes, telling them, "Hey, my kids outgrown their clothes. Do you guys accept clothing donations?" So either, they'll get a lot of inquiries about donations from their customers or whoever. Another thing too is probably, or most likely, is going to be they know that unused clothes and shoes get disposed a lot. Mm-hmm. So instead of having it laying in the landfill, which is not a good thing for the environment, why not donate it, reuse it, recycle it, provide the clothes for, a third world country, or maybe a country that is less fortunate, than we are. So those are the things that I've seen on the reason why they host or would want a donation bin on their business property.
How important is it for you to gain the trust of the community and keep it? Because I imagine you have to really look at the big picture. If a particular county or municipality, whatever, if they have a bad impression of Planet 8, then that kind of grows. So what's the importance to you that we kind of maintain that integrity?
Good question. Extremely important. So again, with these permitting in specific counties and cities, we always make sure we work with them. If they have any questions, they email. We make sure that we email promptly. We have a nice young lady in our office who pretty much is in charge of all of our permitting. So she's done the great thing about visiting the offices for our counties who require permitting, meeting them, introducing herself, get a good relationship with them. So that way we're on good terms with these counties or cities that require permitting. But just responding back and making sure everything's done correctly and answering calls and emails. You'd be surprised how many competitor clothing donation organizations out there don't respond back. So we're doing the noble thing, doing the correct thing. That way we have a good reputation with these counties or cities that require permitting as well. Yeah,
there's a lot of bins that don't even have any information for you to actually do.
You'd be surprised. And that's something that we hear a lot too from these business owners when the territory managers visit them is, "Hey, I've tried to contact them. They're not responding back, this and that." So that's another thing too. Again, I'm sorry. I'm just kind of going back on your question is, there's a space behind our clothing bin, right? So whether you call the phone number on the donation bin, which goes to, our nice lady up in Elkridge named Kathy, or if you contact the cell phone number for the territory manager, you're going to get a response back, right? Someone's going to call, you're going to hear someone. That's just what separates us from the competition. And that's something I really emphasize on the team.
My last question to you is, what is your why for working at Planet 8? What makes you keep coming back every day and, motivates you to be here?
Very good question. Number one, definitely my team. They're the ones that really motivate me. I got a great team. They really believe in the mission for Planet Aid, and they're really out there trying to help out our existing site hosts and try to gain new properties to place our bins at. I think the staff, at the Elkridge office, I go to the office like once a week, maybe once every other week, and everybody there, it kind of rubs on me. It's kind of like that saying, like where, if you're on a team and one person is just down all the time and they're not motivated, it's like a cancer that kind of spreads out. It spreads to the other teammates. But just the positive energy at the office, just the mission from everybody. So that just kind of rubs on me too. Like, hey, I'm part of a team, a company where everybody is just laser focused on helping, Planet Aid reach its missions. And also too, helping reduce waste, clothing waste in the landfill. It's surprising how many people just simply trash their unused clothes and shoes. And I'm guilty too, not gonna lie. Before I worked at Planet Aid, my wife would, get new clothes every spring-ish time, and unfortunately, she would just end up throwing away. This is years ago, but now I'm like, no, we need to donate these clothes. So, just those factors in, and plus having a great manager that I have. I think manager is key as well. It just helps you stay motivated, to help reach our goal.
In conclusion, we have a lot to look forward to as far as the expansion of some of the things that we're doing in the Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good thing too, because I think, for any company to grow, you have to think outside the box. You have to take some risks as well. For 2023, I definitely see some big things happening. Like we just finished up our blitz in the Eastern Shore, and the territory managers found, I believe, 60-ish new sites in about a 2-3 month period. Luckily, we hired a new territory manager. He's going to be exclusively focused on Eastern Shore. So Richmond, Southern Virginia is a big area. We're looking even towards possibly south of Richmond and north, where the border of Carolinas are. And then we have Pennsylvania, like Harrisburg, Hershey. So yeah, definitely 2023-ish to 2024 next year. Yeah, we're looking to expand quite a bit. And again, when there's expansion and there's success with that, there's opportunities for more jobs, which is always a good thing. Definitely excited about the trend that we're heading to for this year.
Very good. And I'm very excited. I want you to know, because my mother lives in Norfolk, and she's always wanting to support the things that her daughters are doing. So she's like, I don't see the Planet Aid boxes around here. So, and hopefully we can get down in that area so she can support her daughter. All right. Well, thank you, Andy. We really appreciate you coming on today and kind of talking to us about all the things in the Mid-Atlantic area. And hopefully we can get a chance to follow up with you so that we can find out all these things that are in the works and how they're going to be panning out for us.
Yeah. And again, I do appreciate you having me on, and it was a pleasure talking to you. And hopefully when we talk later on, actually, I know for a fact later on, I'll give you the good news that we've expanded into near your mom's.
Great. Thank you. All right. Well, thank you, and have a great day.
All right. Thank you.